Hi, DCCLblog readers. This is Sean Hoshall, and this is my game from the July 11th Summer League DC Chess League match, our match versus the Silver Knights. I played Adam Weissbarth, and we're looking to put some games up on the DC Chess League blog. So if you have any games or a game that you'd like to submit from the league, just send it to me, and we'll get it up. And it's we'd like to get at least one game up a round, which would be nice. So our next round is August 15th, and if you have a game that's good or that's not good that you'd like to show from the round, go ahead and send it to me. But here's my game. Just to let some people know too, I use ChessBase. People have asked me, how you analyze chess games, and I find using ChessBase and using a chess engine is one of the best ways that has helped me to improve, to analyze my games actually. So I'll analyze my games and use a ChessBase and use an engine to look at the game after I play. So I would highly recommend it. So here's my game against Adam. I was playing black. This is an offbeat knight to c6 French line. A little weird, of course, because you're blocking that c5 or c-pawn on black. Usually you don't want to do that in the French, but I've played the line a number of times, and I find it works okay. At least you're hitting the center with the knight, and although the center can be static in a lot of games, eventually it may not be static, and having pieces pressuring the center in general, I find chess is pretty good. So the knight to c6 does have some purpose. Now that's a little unusual, castling that early. Typical more is e5 in this position. And let's go to using database. You want to go to online, see what other people are playing, and you can see mainly 6 e4 e5 is the main move here for white. So white castled, but you can also see that the castling has given white a decent edge. There's only a sample of 14 games, but white is won 60% of them. There's a 6% winning percentage if you look over here to the left. So one of the things I mentioned in my blog as well is after I played bishop takes c3, I thought that white had to play e5 here. I didn't even notice the natural e takes d, which is threatening the c6 knight as well. So, and is the best move. And that was an internal chess tell for me that if I'm missing half moves, I need to focus better and just concentrate more, and if I want to survive. So those type of things can help. Sometimes you miss a move and you're totally lost, of course. But in this case, I'm lucky that I missed a simple move, and I'm not lost. I'm still in the game. So white did in fact play the best move, e takes d5. So you also want to look at the chess engine, as I said, when you review your games. So I have Houdini right now, and that will kind of give you an idea of what the engine thinks is best as well, which is very helpful. So in this position here, black is up a pawn, and black has the better pawn structure, but white has a lot of space, and white has more development, and white has the two bishops, and black's queen is on the d file, on that open file, which is not a good file for the queen right now. So white's doing well here. I think black's okay, but this is a good position for white. And right here, black blunders. I played c5, and because I'm behind in development, and because of those issues that I just mentioned, black needed to either develop a piece. He played bishop to d7, castling, or 0-0 would have been, or b6, I mean, would have been better for black, besides c5. Now, if white had played c4 in this position, I think black's in a lot of trouble. See, black's king is stuck in the center. Pieces are very passive. It's very difficult. This would have been a very difficult position to hold for black. I definitely think white is winning this. Now, white did play rook to d1, and that's a very natural move, grabbing rook on the open file. And it's a little tricky, too, because if I castle in this position, black castles, then white has bishop takes h7 check, and white would pick up the queen for the rook and the bishop. So I don't want to castle quite yet. I'll play bishop d7. Now, pawn to c4 in this position was probably not good. It's blocking that bishop in, which had possibilities of going to the b5 square. So I was kind of happy about that. Now it does open this diagonal for the dark square bishop. White's still doing good though here. Black's kind of hanging on a thread. Luckily, black can threaten this rook here on d1 with the queen, or else the g7 pawn would hang. Now in this position, I mentioned in the blog as well that white can play queen takes g7, and I know that that's not a natural move. Typically, you don't want to allow an attack on your king unimpeded with the queen, the rook, and the bishop. The black would have. There's not a lot of defenders on the king side, but black's king is exposed enough, and the lines are very forcing that it would have been very good for white. But it's difficult to see, and we'll go through that right now. I think the key move to see in this line is the bishop to e5, because once you see that move, you see that you can block on the g3 square with the bishop, or you can play bishop to d6, threatening checkmate. You can see that it's very difficult for black suddenly. So the main line for black is bishop to f3 check, king to f1, bishop takes rook. Okay, now white is threatening checkmate, because king to d7 doesn't work because white can check. We'll go through it. King to d7, white checks, and then that's mate. So not a good idea. So black can get out of checkmate. You can just play queen to g5, but white's doing well here. White has the two bishops, a lot of space, and maybe black can hold this position, but white is better. So white played bishop to f1, which is a logical move because it doesn't look like the bishop immediately is going to have any pressure on that diagonal, and it opens the file for the rook, but it's still a little too passive. Should have left the bishop out, and it allows black to play queen to g6. If black wants to trade pieces off here, obviously he's up a pawn, and if black can consolidate into an endgame, should have some winning chances. A little better would have been knight to d6 versus c7, but c7, knight to c7 actually works out okay. The third point I mentioned on the blog was that I think bishop to h7, one of the points of the move was that white thought that black could not play rook to g5, that this was essentially a trap, and white was going to allow black to play rook to g5 because in a line such as this, let's go over something like this. Black has bishop to h4, the rook is trapped, and white's right back in the game. So I think you know, as a player, even if you recognize that maybe your opponent wants you to make a move into a certain square, you still want to analyze it through, because the trap may not work. So you don't want to just disregard it and go, oh, he's setting up a trap for me, that's why I can't go there, because that rook's going to be trapped. That's why he's allowing that. You still want to take a look and see if it works. And in fact, that's what I did play. I played rook to g5, let white trap the rook in there. Knight to d4, I'm sure black or white saw knight to d4, and probably the move that white missed was after rook to e3, black has knight to f5, which gives black just enough time to get out of the trap. White would have to take. Black could take back, and black's going to pick up that h5 pawn as well. Now there was a better move too that black had in this position that I missed. Black could have played bishop takes f3. Let's just say king takes f3. Then knight to d4 check, king down, knight takes rook, king takes knight, and rook takes bishop, and black would be up the exchange and a bunch of pawns. So white played rook to e1, black picked up another pawn, rook goes to e3, knight back, bishop does go to h4, but black also has a way to get out of this position as well, because that g2 square is covered by the bishop. Usually you don't want to allow opposite color bishops, because there are drawing chances obviously in those endings, but I think in this case, because black is up a couple pawns, white's pawns are very weak, and black actually has very well placed pieces. I think black should be able to win this pretty easily, so I wasn't too worried about going into the opposite color bishops ending. And the rooks are still on the board as well. Okay, that's the game. Well, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all on August 15th, or anyone who's playing there in the DC Chess League if we're in Arlington, and hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.